There we go. That should be it. And
wait.
Start all.
Wait for
Did you get the
I did.
notification?
Yes.
That's
Share.
what it's called.
Post.
Yeah.
Done. Done and done.
Shared to the share.
Done
all
and
right.
done.
Hey
done,
guys,
done.
Spark Innovations, Ed here.
Rich here.
Oh, I got the notification this time.
All right.
That's wonderful.
Is your timer working?
Yeah, I hope so. Not that I remember what each alarm means anymore, but
right.
That's all right. Anyway, we're from Spark Innovations. We have a live show we're doing. This is the Wednesday show where we will talk about a certain topic.
Like tops.
Yeah, have a few questions and things like that. We are simulcasting on Facebook and YouTube. Both on Spark Innovations. Feel free to comment, ask questions, like, subscribe, share.
And hit the little bell icon so that you can get notified next time we go live.
And check out sparkinnovations.com because that's our site, and we want to promote our site, obviously. But we are here to also talk about informative things. And if you have questions about the topic or about our product specific, then you can ask it. We'll have kind of a Q&A or chat session for a few minutes in the end. So,
hi, AJ.
So the Wednesday show, which is now, is usually more structured. Although we don't stick to that.
No.
We will get to, we're going to talk about our topic, and then we're also going to discuss
tops.
Actually, where did I put that sheet? Now that I can remember. Okay, welcome, host intro, blah, blah, blah. All right, then word of the day.
And the word of the day is a few words.
But wait, where did I put? Okay, the contest thing. All right, so now we get to word of the day.
Contest, so, we have still.
That's going to be there.
Have all the golden tickets been sent out?
No, but we'll talk about that. So we did a little contest on Friday. So towards the end, we're going to announce more about our little giveaway stuff. But right now, the word or phrase of the day is, what is it?
It's current, but current capacity or amperage flow through metal, like those concepts.
Yeah, and this was a suggestion by who?
Ray Allen Teague.
There you go. Talking about bus bars, but we can get into wire.
Is it just thick enough?
Yeah, current capacity. So there is a lot of stuff we deal with in car audio is choosing your right power wire, choosing the right connectors, and if you are using multiple batteries in a bank or even cells of caps or lithium cells, you want to have the proper sized bus bar.
Yep.
For the amount of current that you're going to have.
And then you take money from that bank.
Yeah, exactly. So it does depend on the metal. Now, I want to start with this. So copper does carry a lot more current than aluminum. However, there's also different grades of both copper and aluminum. And I have seen on the market some of the lower cost distribution blocks, fuse blocks, things like that with aluminum are using a less conductive grade of aluminum than what is optimal.
Yes.
So you do have to look out for that. You sometimes really do get what you pay for.
There's 6061.
6061 is the standard that we use in car audio.
And 7075, I think, is the higher grade.
Yeah.
And then there's the 5430 or something. It's like really low grade.
Yeah.
And doesn't conduct very well.
And aircraft grade is actually less conductive. It's lighter and more bendable, but it has to be for aircraft. So 6061 is usually machining type grade, and it works well for what we do. Copper has different grades. I don't know off the top of my head.
Well, there's a purity to it as well.
Yeah.
So oxygen free is and then the purity of copper, 99.99%. Because there are alloys, and you can always get mixed up into something that's not very high performing. And after material comes the thickness, and the width. It's all about the total, right? So you can have it really, really wide and it can kind of be thin, or you can have it thick and be,
the ratio. The
square.
cross section is really how they count. Now we won't fully get into the physics of what's the skin effect and how electrons work. The more surface area, usually the better. But the way the electron flow actually happens is you can have the center of a bus bar or wire still have skin effect because the electrons are far and they're affecting the other electrons in a domino pattern on an outward was it concentric circle. So they push a lot of electrons out. That's where you get a field effect. And cross section on bus bars is really what you go by. And I did just find briefly an online calculator. So there is a simple formula, and for copper and aluminum, it's different. I think it tells us here what they use for this. I think it's 1.2 times the width on copper times the thickness. 1.2 times the product width and the thickness. So times the thickness and the width, and then times by 1.2. Use in millimeters. That's in millimeters. So let me share this. Share. No. Yes, I agree. And just in case, let's do this one.
There you go. Hi, Brittany. This thing is squeaky.
So there are charts online for wire. The easiest thing to do for wire is to just look up the current capacity chart. For 1/0 gauge, I call it 0 gauge. The standard is usually in about 12 to 18 feet. It's like 300 amps of current. And that's for OFC copper. So here we have a bus bar calculator. Like I said, it takes the width and the thickness, multiply that times 1.2, and here you go. So I plugged in 1 inch in millimeters, 25. We're having technical something here.
That's strange.
Yeah. Okay. Are we still here? Still on. All right. Looks like we're still on. Anyway, yes. So about 1 inch by a quarter inch thickness and 1 inch wide bar. You can see results in copper are about 195 amps of current. If it was aluminum, it'd be 130. And like I said, it depends on the grade. So let's say if you go to half. What is it, 7? So just going up in thickness, if you could do a 1/2 inch bar, now obviously your cost is going to go up a lot. So you can stay to, let's go 2 inches. And there you go. You get it wider, get more surface area. So that's very simple to do. There's no real chart I found for bus bars, but there is the calculator. So you can do that. And that's very useful for flat bars. If you're doing some crazy shape, you have to go with the thinnest part of that bar. So if it's dog bone, it's going to be that kind of, what would you call the neck area? The center area that's like more narrow.
And how do you not, what's the word? How
do you bond it?
No. How do you resolve the contact of the surface if it's not as wide?
Yeah.
Like I look at conductors sometimes, and it looks like the amount of surface area of their contact is less because you're not getting the benefit of the thickness.
Right.
So how does that energy still not get choked off as it's running through?
It depends. That's all about surface area. So you mean like the pad of like a battery terminal, something like that, or your fuse block even. It's a little more difficult, and you got to figure out the geometry of that a lot. But you'll see on like the D series excess power batteries, a lot of the bigger ones, the actual pad where the threaded hole is much larger than the smaller batteries. And there's word of the day.
All right.
That's the end of it. But I'll just finish that thought. So the pad is larger because you're getting all that surface area. So thickness in that case is just thickness of the bar, and where it touches, it should all transfer.
Okay.
You just want as much surface area bonding each, and your surface area where you mount to should be at least the same as the bus bar, like as far as width and whatnot. If it's smaller, obviously that's the choke point there.
Got you.
Wires, it's the same thing. You want to make sure your ring terminals have as much surface area as possible. Mm-hmm. So a little hole is actually beneficial. You don't need a big bolt. That's just a steel bolt is not conductive. All right, so Q&A session.
Q&A session. Right? So Charles said he's having Toolman make him some bus bars for his 2 cat banks he was talking to you about the other day.
Oh, his name's Toolman? Do we know Toolman?
Yeah.
Tim the Toolman Taylor.
No, I think it's Toolmaker, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think. That's what I saw when I read that.
But you got the Super Cat banks. That's awesome because I love those. And we do have your Super Cat bank. Yeah, it's up there. Oh. You don't have to go get it.
Yeah. My foot hurts. It's going to take me forever to get back.
We've showed them before, though, but they were custom bus bars made. So you can get some really cool designs in your bus bars. If you're going to show them off, you might as well. We're all techie. Right, so show off the tech.
Yeah,
I'm in search of a 20-spot fuse holder. You know what? We don't have the SMD fuse holders all on our site, not all of their product. Mm-mm. But if you want, we could get you a quote. Maybe eventually we'll have that stuff up on the site, but we can get you a quote on that. We don't make them. We would source from SMD and get you a good deal. So ain't loud, AJ. We can get you a quote on that. Obviously, the SMD stuff is very premium. There might be other brands out there that you want to look into, but that's one we can help you with.
You're running with the 9 banks of shenanigans, huh?
Shenanigans. Wasn't that a restaurant?
Yeah.
Was that the one in Office Space?
No. Well, no. That's Super Troopers.
Okay. Remember? It could be real, too.
Oh, yeah.
What else we got going on? Anything going here? Okay. So, fuse block. What about Barnaby, LAF?
I highly recommend them. Yes. I was talking to Barnaby about his construction, and he was showing me videos on how he puts everything together. And the guy doesn't mess around. Everything is like done to the nines and kind of almost overdone in a way. But I think that's his style. That's it's like the fit and finish is like just mwah. So yeah. Highly recommended there.
Yeah. There you go. And Ain't Loud AJ says double up. You could do that. Instead of one giant 20 spot, do 2 10. I have just the double SMD XL with the copper in my HHR because I'm not doing that. I just have 2 runs from the front to back. So nothing too serious. A lot of aesthetics come into play because when you have a couple good brands out there that work the way they're supposed to work, it really comes down to personal taste. So yeah. I do like the copper, although you can get some, what's it called on copper, the green stuff?
Oh, not corrosion, but a patina.
Patina, there you go. So, hey, that could look cool. But there's sometimes treatment you could do to the copper to prevent that, or at least put it off for a number of years. Right, so aluminum not as much affected like that. So aluminum is a good way to go if you're going to have it under the hood. So personal preference sometimes, depends on your use. Is it a show car? Is it garage kept? Are you near an ocean? Are you, whatever it is? Do you drive in the ocean? Is it an off-roader? I don't know.
Do you take your duster onto the beach?
Hey, I did that.
Yeah.
All my fuse blocks, everything. He's my go-to. My buddy sent him bangs to keep him going. There you go. Yeah. We are not a Barnaby dealer, but we deal with him. And yeah, his stuff is pretty good.
He actually just messaged me as we were talking.
Did he get this?
No, it's about something completely different.
Okay. So there you go. Reach out to Barnaby and get a quote and see what you could do.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, what else we got?
I'm excited about this. So
Do you want to jump ahead and do that?
Yes.
Because we got 5 more minutes until we get to that.
All right. Well, let's show it first.
All right.
Okay. So the last time we were on, which was Friday, we mentioned you could win one of these. Okay. Now this is obviously not full size. This is a kid's shirt.
It's full size for a kid.
It's full size for a kid. It fits my 6-year-old son perfectly. And it fits my 2-year-old daughter not perfectly. And you could win this by sharing on Friday. And we already selected a winner, and we're excited.
Yes.
To tell you who
and we're going to go forward and give out more. I think if we start getting viewers of over 20 or 30, we'll start giving them away like at that time.
Oh,
okay.
Say
we'll pick a person live and give it to them.
Do it live.
But we're only at 5 viewers right now, it says, so we're not going to do that. But a goal, guys, if you are watching this, please share it while it's live to get other people to watch. Keep commenting and liking because it helps keep the ranking up and whatnot. And if we do get more and more viewers on these live streams, we'll give stuff out during the show. So while you watch, you can be entered automatically to get something.
Yeah, I just noticed, AJ, that's a good point. They're $20, but I think on the site they're all out of stock, and that's because we haven't added them all to the site. And there's a reason for that. The quality wasn't up to our standards. The guy that made them for us thought we were crazy because of how nitpicky I was, and so I'm having him do 50 more on the house, and so we have to get those in. So we still do have a mix of A stock and B stock that I can put up on the site, and I actually got to do that very soon. So if you're interested, sooner than later, message us, and we'll get you one. Otherwise, wait for them to pop up on the site, hopefully within a week.
Yeah,
$20.
Yeah,
is the price.
So, and if you do want like decals, do we have those up on the site?
I don't think so.
They were going to be like an add to your order type of thing, right?
Yeah, I'm rebuilding the site again.
Yeah,
just finished it.
It's an ongoing
and I'm redoing it again.
Process.
And I'm using webhooks this time, and this will allow us to interject those little things at different points in the site dynamically.
Where there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Here and there.
Got it.
No, wait. There. Those 2 places right there.
Yeah. You need a 3-foot wide decal. And that we have the one over there.
Yeah, so it's about this big.
Yeah, so the winner of this shirt is also going to get a round sticker, our long sticker, and a keychain, kind of a promo pack. If you want to get a 3-foot wide decal, vinyl, probably the best thing to do is we'll send you the artwork.
Yeah. And just take it to a vinyl guy. Yeah.
Or if Kyle Rutherford still does it.
Not sure if he does.
Yeah, now that he switched jobs and whatnot. So, they're straight clipping. He was doing stuff as far as vinyl decals and keychains and stuff like that. So,
you like your fannies, huh? I like your fannies too.
Does Barnaby do stickers?
Don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We have plenty of people out in our industry and world that do them. We don't print them ourselves. Right. We don't have a printer. So we can send you the artwork and you go to your favorite supplier of vinyl stickers. Mm-hmm. If that's something you want to do. 3-foot wide, I mean, we would love that to see that. We just don't have them.
Yeah.
Reminds me, I got to get a vinyl guy to do stuff for my HHR too, eventually. Yeah, he does, he says. Barnaby. Okay,
Barber does all. Oh yeah. Shitting on him does a lot of stuff.
All right, yeah, and we're good with those guys.
Yep.
Talk to Travis all the time too.
Yes, we will be at Slam if we can get a ride.
Mm-hmm.
We have to find a way to get there, but that's the goal, is to get there. So yeah.
Our van is down. The engine, I got to change the valves in it. Hopefully, it gets warm enough I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
My HHR isn't big enough to carry our booth stuff, and either is his GTO. So we'll work on it. Stephen Ham and Travis are good people. Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Love those guys. All right, so we're at almost 20 minutes. The alarm's going to go off soon.
Okay.
But we can get into that. So this was just whoever liked and shared our video on Friday. We just picked a random person out of that group to get this promo pack. And the Did I close that page? No.
I don't know, did you?
All right. We froze. Uh-oh. Are we
Uh-oh.
still frozen? Was it when I clicked this?
Hopefully not. We're not on the fastest computer here.
No. Are we still frozen? All right. I think we're good. So,
Okay.
Mark.
Bradwich.
Bradwich?
Bradwich?
Bradwich.
Bradwish?
Bradwish. Yes.
Wish Brad would tell us how to say his last name.
Yes. No, you're not froze.
Okay, good.
Okay, cool.
So that's who won. Congratulations,
so
Brad.
Mark, congratulations. Thank you for sharing, liking, and commenting on that video.
Yes.
We appreciate the engagement, the feedback, and the involvement of everything. So as a little reward, we may have your address on file. You may have bought something.
We do.
If not, we'll get that from you, and we'll send you. Well, first, we'll ask you what color and size shirt, and then because we have gray and black, and then we have the multiple sizes, so we'll check that out.
Yep.
And then, like I said, I think in the future, once we get over consistent, like maybe 20, 30 viewers during the live show, we'll start giving it away at the show. But right now, this goes away to Mark, and then on Friday, I think during our live show, we'll do the same thing we did last week.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, so that'll be share and like based.
Killer.
We still do have one golden ticket left to be out and found. So,
what does that mean? What is a golden ticket? Oh, well, there's one of 5 that's still sitting here. If you spend over $150 on our site, you get entered to win. They all haven't been claimed yet. So all you got to do is just spend $150 or more on our site, and you get a chance to be one of the lucky winners. And with that, you get a $100 gift card to our website. You also get entered into a 1 of 5 chance to win something extra special from us. We don't know what that is, but we just kind of choose it at random, and you get a 1 in 5 chance. 1 of the 5 tickets that are out there. Yep. And they have not all been claimed. I think 2 have been claimed so far.
And so now, being in March, we also have the TD8 show at the end of the month.
Yep.
So we will be there to touch, because we got some time to touch back on the topic of current and bus bars and whatnot. Bus bars, obviously, you don't necessarily fuse a bus bar, but you fuse for the wire going to it or from it, depending on what you're distributing. So anytime you branch a wire off a bus bar, or distribution block, you fuse for that specific wire, the size and length of it. If it's a 0 gauge coming off a bank of batteries off the bus bar right on those batteries, then that can carry up to 300. If it's a short wire, 350 amps if it's pure copper. So you don't want a fuse over that amount, because it will never blow. If that wire gets loose or sheet metal pinches it during a crash or something, that fuse won't blow. That wire will heat up until it melts and catches everything on fire. That's on the high side. On the low side, you don't want to fuse lower than if that wire is going to an accessory that draws a specific amount of current. Let's say it draws 200 amps. You don't want to fuse lower than 200 amps because it'll blow every time that accessory, amplifier, whatever it is turned on, right? Or drawing its high power. So that is also with 12 gauge, 14 gauge, 22 gauge wires. That's why we have something like the FBX, and even the relay boxes have fuses in them for each terminal coming out. Because if you have a small wire branched off of a distribution block that comes from a large wire, that small wire can ground out somewhere during a crash, or while you're servicing something, you disconnect the wire and it's laying somewhere. If it's hot or live, it can spark, create heat, and burn some stuff. So you want to make sure you fuse that wire as well. And most wire current charts will tell you all gauges, not just 0 gauge. If you have 2 gauge wire, 12 gauge, 20 gauge, whatever it is, you can look up based on the length and the gauge how much current that wire can carry. And we kind of like put the FBX as like universal. You can change the fuses if you want to whatever wire you have, but we give you 15 amps and 25 amps based off of what the circuit in the fuse box can handle.
Mm-hmm. I actually have to go a little early today. Something came up.
Okay, well, we got 5 minutes.
Yeah. So I will see you guys. I love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And
Bing, bing.
I will see you on Friday.
Bing, bing.
Thank you again. And this is a fun thing to do.
We don't have any screen wipes effects. We'll work on that for next time.
Okay.
Ain't Loud AJ said headed to YouTube because the Facebook is probably messing up. It could be on our end. Like I said, we're on a crappy computer and it had an issue earlier. But, that's okay. I'm going to sign off in a second here. So if there is any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to leave them here. This is what I use. It's a multi-stopwatch timer for our segments. It's supposed to be this. So having an intro, the word of the day or topic of the day, then open discussion with the Q&A, and then talking about contest or promos or whatever we have going on, and then the outro. And so right now we're in the outro. And this was just kind of a rough idea of what we could do, and we'll adapt and change it eventually. But hey, that's all right. We got to start somewhere, right? Ain't Loud AJ says nice. All right, if YouTube works for you, then all the better, right? I personally prefer YouTube myself, but I'm a YouTuber. If you want to go on Facebook, then that's fine. We may also do this on other platforms in the future. We just haven't had the settled on what software we want to use for the multi-stream type thing. Right now we're on Melon app, so it's an app-based multi-streaming service, but we may move to Streamlabs and using OBS Studio. We may do that. I don't know. I played around with a couple of them, but some cost more money than others, so trying to save a buck, you might not have the best quality, So we'll work on that. I still have to actually set up my office in the studio upstairs. We need to buy that, but lumber is like hella expensive right now. So we'll do that eventually when we get around to it, All right, so you got your favorite bus bar tooling person out there. Go to them and ask them also if they do it professionally. They should know about what size is needed for how much current. What I will say is most people overdo it, and that's better than underdoing it, right? You want to carry more current rather than less current than what your batteries are capable of carrying. So there's a new box, is double the price than before. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, at least twice. Most intercell connectors between, if you're using a lithium bank or ultra caps, the current in between each cell actually isn't very high. The large amount of current is coming out of the entire bank. So you can calculate the current in between each cell and just, you want overhead. So go, 10 to 20% above that anyway, or more if you want. Just go full out. Why not, All right, let's sign off here, guys. It's probably a minute left, but we'll cut it here. So thank you all who did chime in and watch this. We appreciate it. Do I need a balancer for my super caps? I don't use them for my banks, but it depends on your use and how many. If you're one or two banks, they're not needed. They're more of a peace of mind type of thing. And if you watch your charge and service it once in a while manually, then you'll never need a balancer. If you're like me, where I tweak and tune and I'll have them apart, every week anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, two banks, like I said, not necessarily needed, but they can be beneficial in the long run if you're daily musicking and you want it more set it and forget it type of thing. Peace of mind, like I said. So you're right on the edge of maybe not, If you had more banks, I would say yeah. So, all right, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm Ed. This is Sparked Innovations. Go to sparkedinnovations.com. We are on Sparked Innovations YouTube and Sparked Innovations Facebook. So check those out. Subscribe, like, share, all the good stuff. What balancer? I don't know. I make my own, but I don't sell them yet. Maybe we should. Excess Power might have one available, but I do not have one. So as far as brand names, I've always just made mine. If you message us, I can find one and get you more info. So you can message the Facebook page of Sparked Innovations, and we'll go over whatever details we need to go over. And maybe we could talk about balancing next week. How about that? There's one idea for a topic next week. So Coventry has a few options. There you go. You can check out Coventry. I know they tool up big bus bars and kits and stuff like that. So a couple sources to check out. Check out the pages and groups on Facebook as well. All right, guys, I'm out of here. See you next time. Thank you again.